Round 2, my little hackmons. Today is Meet the Soldier. This one will probably not be as long as the first because it isn't about a hot boy who also has the physique of a twig that you picked up to try and play swords with, but then it broke instantly. I love Pyro's laugh because even though it's muffled by the mask, you can still hear the evil intent. Wait a minute, hold on a second. I am so cool. Okay, I know this is gonna sound really wrong, but I think a large part of what really attracted me to the series was the gore. Most cartoons won't even dare to shed a drop of blood, so I always really like those Simpsons and Family Guy episodes where everything's just a violent kill fest. And I think part of why I like the series, other than Scout being in it, is it kind of scratches that same itch. I know, you probably want to call the cops on me right now, but as someone who's into special effects makeup, I think it's really cool how different cartoons use gore in their own style. Like, the whole point of real-life special effects is to make it look as realistic as possible, but I just love how this cartoon is just like, fireworks of blood, bam, 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 everywhere! You ever look at an animated character and be like, they only created this character solely for fans to make memes out of? Like, the designer knew what they were doing. That's what Heavy is. I think once Valve was like, okay, we're gonna have a fat, bald Russian guy, they knew they were onto something.
If fighting is sure to result in victory, then you must fight. Sun Tzu said that.
Okay, fun fact. Do you guys know that one fan animation where a soldier says, "Remember, son, dying is gay"?
Son, always remember, dying is gay.
For the longest time, I thought that was an official part of the cartoon. I thought this was really in there. And the whole time when I was watching this for the first time, I kept waiting for it to pop up. But it never did. And so I was like, what? This has to be real. So I looked it up and found out it was from a fan animation. But for the longest time, I thought that was real.
And I'd say he knows a little more about fighting than you do, pal, because he invented it.
Hey, but hear me out. If we were to take his statement literally, that Sun Tzu invented fighting, this would mean that he was indirectly responsible for the creation of Pokemon Showdown. Let me explain. The concept of fighting is invented, right? And people are like, ooh, that sounds really cool, we should do it. And then they do it, and then they get hurt, and they're like, aw man, this looks really cool, but it sucks because you get hurt doing it. And people are like, I wish there was a way we could look cool without getting hurt. So we start having fake fights to train the people that want to have real fights, and then we make like board games and stuff so we can teach the kids how to kill each other. Then we invent computers, which have video games, which have a lot of fighting in them. And then one day, this guy makes a game about monsters that has fighting, but it's not always the main point of it. And then this other guy is like, I really like this game, but I wish it was all fighting. And boom, the invention of Pokemon Showdown. This technically counts as educational content, so you should be able to watch this video at school. And for those of you who watch my videos at school, you are a brave soul, because the thing about my channel is, I like to be funny, laugh, do cool stuff, and then out of nowhere, it's a surprise horror movie! And I really want to make some videos where I dress up as a female version of the Scout, but with some alterations, let's just say, and Lord have mercy on you if your teacher or your parents catch you watching that, because it's gonna be a one-way trip to the psychologist for you, friend.
And then he perfected it so that no living man could best him in the Ring of Honor.
It's like making a game and then speed running it yourself so you can get the top score. Hey! Team Fortress 2 fans, is there a lore reason why he screams while holding a shovel? I like to imagine that the shaky cam here is just a random guy chasing down. Like, they just set the cameraman up in the middle of the field and they're like, okay, just record some footage of these people running around, but they didn't tell him that they were gonna fire rocket launchers, so he was just like...
Then he used his fight money to buy 2 of every animal on Earth. And then he herded them onto a boat, and then he beat the crap out of every single one.
Fun fact, did you know that this is a reference to the Bible story of Noah's Ark? And you know what else is a reference to Noah's Ark? My brand new creepypasta that is also called Noah's Ark. Noah's Ark is free to read on Archive of Our Own, and there's even a link in both the description and the comments for you to check it out. Based on this really rad and underrated game called Animal Jam, and it's about what happens to naughty tigers who break and enter into people's houses. Can't believe this is how I'm sharing my fan fiction with my subscribers. I could have made a trailer for it, or some sort of creepy little ARG thing, but nope, I just dropped it in the middle of a random Team Fortress 2 video. Okay, but in all seriousness, I am really proud of this creepypasta. Even if you don't play Animal Jam, I still think you might really enjoy this. And if you prefer your anthro animals eaten from the inside out by bug parasites, then I have one for you that's Neopets themed called Parapara, also on Archive of Our Own. Enough about scary furries for now. Let's go back to Team Fortress 2.
Check me up there!
Oh my god, wait. Was that the boy? Was that a reference to the boy? Was that the boy of 87? That whole bit with Spy from him appearing to getting slapped in the face was so satisfying. Forget slime videos, this is what I'm falling asleep to now.
And from that day forward, anytime a bunch of animals are together in one place, it's called a zoo!
Back to Noah's Ark. So, when I was first writing it, I was trying to figure out what I should call the cult in the story. And I was like, well, since they're a group of animals, their name should be a word that means a group of animals. So I was looking, and the only things that I could find were like menagerie and zoo, which like doesn't sound like very good cult names. I mean, I'm not gonna call my freaking cult the zoo. Hey kid, you wanna come to the zoo? Okay, but genuinely, the ending to this video is so freaking brilliant. Just one question. Where is the boy?
Unless it's a farm!
Was that a reference to George Orwell's Animal Farm? Wait. If that was a reference to George Orwell's Animal Farm, then was that indirectly a reference to the YouTuber Orwellian Virus? Does that mean Soldier watches my videos? He is a fan? Dude, someone needs to make a Team Fortress 2 cosmetic that's like an Orwellian Virus logo t-shirt or something. I don't know. I don't have a logo. It'd just be funny. Maybe a still from one of my videos where I'm making a goofy off face or a picture of me in the TF2 art style. I am way too self-indulgent for my own good. But hey, that's just because I'm Orwellian Virus. I'm the Orwell.